everyone, Mrs. Caudill here again. I am here in this video to talk to you about your next lesson, 0205, called Cellular Energy. So let's go ahead and open up the lesson. And like always, let's scroll down to the bottom and open up the biology notebook. Again, you'll be prompted to open it in Word, and if you don't want to use Word, then you can cancel that and go over to our classroom website, the Google site website. Scroll down to lesson 0205, Cellular Energy. Okay, little description here again. Says download the biology notebook document for the section. If possible, print the notebook pages. If printing is not an option, you can copy the information into a notebook. Take notes on this handout as you work through the lesson. And like always, make a copy of the Google Doc here if you'd like, if you want to take some electronic notes. Let's take a look at what this lesson is about. In this lesson, you will recognize the importance of ATP as an energy-carrying molecule and identify how energy sources are used by organisms. You will submit answers to 5 multiple choice questions for grading. Okay, so another multiple choice assignment here. All right, let's take a look at the notes pages so we have a little heads up on what it is we're going to be recording information on. Okay, our 2 objectives: recognize the importance of ATP as an energy carrying molecule. Maybe you've heard of ATP before, adenosine triphosphate. It's the energy that our cells run on. Okay, and you're going to identify energy sources used by organisms. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of questions here about ATP, a whole section on just ATP itself. Why do cells need energy? What's the immediate source of energy for cells? What does a molecule of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, consist of? You might decide to maybe even copy and paste a picture of ATP right here into your notes. Pictures are good. I know lots of us are really visual. I'm a very visual learner. I gotta hear things, I gotta see things, I gotta read it for myself. I like to draw things that are out of my ability of drawing. I like to copy and paste pictures and label pictures. So do what you need to do so you have a very complete notes page that you can use on this assignment and on the Module 2 test exam when we get there. Okay, all these notes you're taking not only help you on this individual lesson, but on the module assessment as well. Okay, so continue to take notes on ATP. Then we have a section that's called long-term storage, and whether ATP is used for long-term storage or not, how do plants store long-term energy, and how do animals store long-term energy. And then there's always an analogy about how ATP can be compared to a rechargeable battery. So there's probably some good pictures on that. So you might copy paste some pictures here as well, or do a quick Google search. How's ATP like a rechargeable battery? To get a little bit more information. It's always important to use the pictures that are in the lesson, but if you need some extra help, feel free to go out to Google for some additional support. All right, and then we have a sample question as well. Okay, so again, the notes page is not very long, but it's up to you to decide how much information you feel is important that you need to record to help you on the assignment in the end. Okay, so we start off right away with a little interactive image here. You are going to click forward on this image. Make sure you're reading each item as you go and document the important information as you continue here. And sometimes you may feel that something's important and you just don't have anywhere to put it on the notes page. Make your own little section. Maybe even call it extra notes, notes that didn't fit into the above table. Okay, document whatever you feel you think you need to that's a little extra. Okay, we have 5 slides here, so let's go on to slide number 2. Here we go. There's ATP. There's a great picture of ATP and how ATP can be broken down into ADP and a phosphate and some energy. So read through that. Really take a look at those pictures and see what are the different components to ATP. There's the adenine. There's the phosphate. and there's a ribose. So adenine, a ribose, and the phosphate. When we put it all together, it's adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so in here, I know I got stuck there for a second. There's a little description as to what ATP is. An adenine, a ribose molecule, and 3 phosphates. Okay, so continue on. Make sure you really read through and look through those diagrams. It's nice because they can get a little bit bigger because they're really tiny in that lesson. How we go from ADP to ATP, back to ADP. We've got a crazy cycle, goes back and forth there. All right, continue on to slide 3. Now we're talking about that long-term energy. If you remember, there's a little section on the notes page about long-term energy. And now we've got a little review. We've got another little interactive here for you to go through. And here's that rechargeable battery. Looks like they have an iPod. That's a little old school. We've got an iPod on there. I think that's an iPod. It's been a while since I've seen one of those. But anyway, so you'll get that rechargeable battery analogy there. And then lastly, we have our summary slide, our summary page. When you feel like you've got it all and you've got enough information and you've really documented everything that you feel you need, and you're feeling really good about this cellular energy, click on next activity, and there you go. You'll click on the start button and complete those multiple choice questions to be submitted to me for grading. All right, guys, while the lesson seems pretty short, there's some pretty intense information there. So make sure you take your time and really document the important information and answer those questions that are on the notes outline, the biology notebook, so you can really use that to your advantage on this quiz and ultimately on the Module 2 exam. All right, guys, email me with questions. See ya.